Hey, what's up guys and gals? It's me, your old buddy Mr. Moose, back with a first look today of Astroneer. Now this is a new game out on Steam as well as Xbox and the Windows 10 store. It's another space exploration for you and survival game with a little bit of a different spin. This one is set in the 25th century during a gold rush, and we're supposed to go out and risk it all to try and strike it rich, right? So basically we're going to be launched onto a planet with nothing more than a capsule and a little mining gun, and we've got to go up, mine up a whole bunch of resources, craft up a whole bunch of things that we can use to further our progress, including our base, rovers, even spaceships, so we can leave the planet, go to other planets, and do other things. So it's a pretty neat little game. I think you guys will like it. I've been really excited about this game for about 6 months, been looking forward to playing it, and now that it's out, I'm like really stoked to get a shot at it. So I thought I would take you guys along, let you guys see what the gameplay is about, and see if this is something you're interested in. Now, it is pre-alpha, it is early access, so there are going to be bugs, there's going to be some glitches in the game as it develops out, but so far it looks like, from what I've seen, they've got a pretty cool model, and I'm looking forward to diving in and playing a little bit. Now, there are 4 different models you can choose from as far as your gameplay goes. We've got the little scrawny dude here with the pencil-thin legs and the white suit with some blue accents going on. He's got some fancy little blue mittens, and we could be him, or we could be this, portly gentleman who is sitting here with the gold visor, also with a white suit with some blue accents, but he's got some little red mittens going on and some black kneecaps. Then we got this guy. He's either a prisoner or from a completely different faction with his orange jumpsuit. Dark visor, he's a mysterious one. And then finally, last but not least, down here at the very end, this guy, well, he's got the gold shield on. He's got a white suit with some blue accents as well. This time we got the shoulder pads and the shin guard. So maybe he's a soccer player or something like that. Who knows? But we're going to go with the orange guy because, well, he stands out from everybody else in the crowd. Now, why are there 4 different models? It's because this game is multiplayer compatible. There is multiplayer co-op in this game, supporting up to 4 of your friends, so you and, well, 3 buddies can get into the game and play yourselves, which is pretty neat because there's a lot of mining and a lot of exploring as well as crafting that needs to go on. So having a couple of buddies on there to help you out with it will be quite handy. So even Alex and I've been talking about maybe doing some multiplayer on this, and it should be some fun. But anyways, today we're doing single player. Let's get started with a launch off of this satellite here and head on down to the planet and see what we get going on. So we'll take a look around, holding down our right mouse button to give a view as we head into the atmosphere. Now, all the planets are procedurally generated, so that means what you play on will be different from the planet that I play on, and where the resources are located are going to be completely different than what I locate as well. Now, there is interstellar transportation in this, so you can build a ship and leave this planet and go to a moon or go to another planet, so you're not going to be here on this one planet the entire time. But for now, this is where we're at, and night has fallen on our little spot of the world. To get out of our capsule, we press tab and we pop down there. We got a little light going on, and you see movement is W, A, S, and D. Now, if we want to get back into the capsule, we just hit tab. We jump back up in there. The game is saved. And that's a pretty good little place to go and rest, if a storm comes up or something like that. I have seen that there is weather on the planets, or on some of the planets. So we do have to be a little leery of that. Now, our terrain tool is the only real weapon or anything that we have, and it is this thing. It looks like a giant vacuum cleaner or something, or I don't know what it looks like. But basically what this thing does is it sucks up everything around you. And the things that are sucked up are deposited onto our backpack that we are wearing. Now, if I enlarge the backpack using the Q key, you'll see that there are 8 slots on the backpack. And as we suck up the elements with our little handy dandy terrain tool, they will deposit onto one of these nodes. for storage. And once we get all 8 of them filled up, well, then we have to go deposit them somewhere. But we also have a little crafting station on this backpack. As you can see down at the bottom, we can use the resources that we get, like compound, to create things like solar panels. We can also create batteries, tethers, tanks, generators, a beacon, a wind vane, and we're back to solar panels. So not a whole lot that we can craft with our backpack, but it gives us basic elements that help us out with our survivability while we're here on the planet. Now, also, we have to keep in mind while we're playing, and I hit the wrong buttons all the time in this, we have to manage our oxygen and our energy. Now, our oxygen is represented by the blue bar here on the top of the backpack, and our energy is located by the yellow bar that goes up the center. The energy or the yellow bar, that is how much power you have for using your mining tool, and the blue, of course, is your oxygen for your little player. Now, as long as you are tethered to the capsule, you have indefinite oxygen, as well as if you have some sort of power generation on your capsule, you get power generation back into your suit, so it'll help you regen power quickly. You can also get power from nodes like this one right here. Now, this is a power node. If we bring out our little terrain tool, you see how this arrow is green? We can go ahead and we can suck up all those little yellow parts right there into our little gun, and see how it collects them up at the back of it and deposits them onto our suit. That little node will replenish itself periodically. Now, if we take and get rid of the tool, you see this arrow is empty now, and the node doesn't have any fuzzy little dots or anything else on it anymore. That's because we have basically depleted everything on the suit. So, all right, so you see our O2 levels getting low, so we need to get back over here and get tethered back up again. But by having those little power nodes, or those little energy little dots or elements on our suit, means as we're out doing things, we can spin those for energy, and we can stay out mining a little bit longer. So we're going to run up here to our next little element that I see laying up here on the ground, and this stuff is called compound. And this is a really, really useful item that we'll want to get, because this stuff is like one of your base crafting items. And see, all we do is we just hold our left mouse button down, and we start digging in the ground here and getting this compound out. And as as it collects so many pieces of it and gets a full little collection of it, it deposits it on our backpack. All right, so we're probably running a little bit low on oxygen, so let's get back over here and tether back up. Now, once we get certain items, again, we can go ahead and craft them. And crafting is pretty simple. All we have to do is come over here, we grab an element that we want to do. So let's say we want to do solar. If the element's on our backpack, as we select that item, see, it automatically moves right down there and we can craft it. So we're going to do solar, because when the sun's up, that will help us regenerate power. So we're going to create one. I'm going to create 2 of them. I'm going to create one for me and one for my friend here, my capsule. Because again, as it tells you, if the capsule has power on it, when I'm tethered up to the capsule, then the capsule itself will provide me power. Now, to do that, I have to put some sort of little solar panel or some sort of power device on one of these little nodes right here. So I'm going to open up my backpack. I'm going to turn so I can do it. And I'm just going to grab one of these off of here and deposit it right there onto this, like so. And now I got power on my capsule. So when I start doing things, if you watch my little tether line, it will actually get a little yellow come down the line while I'm doing stuff. So as I'm digging and I start using power, it will actually send power back down the line to me. Of course, it's making me look like a fool and not doing it right now, but it will do it. Now, if I want to get further away from the capsule and still have the power that is coming from the tether, I need to extend this tether line out. And to do so, I can create tether little spots on the ground. So I can come through here, and again, it will create tethers. It's using compound. I'm going to craft up one of those real quick. Actually, I'm going to craft up a couple of those. Let's craft a couple of those up. And what this is going to give us is little tripod devices that we can place down on the ground, and we can use those to lead us out to places that we want to go to actually get resources. So we'll look around, we'll find the direction that we want to go to try to collect something. Let's see, that's oxygen over there, and we were just over here collecting here, but I think we probably got most everything out of there. The easiest thing to do, I've found in the game, just by, you know, looking around at it and seeing what's what, seems like to me if you just did a tether in an X formation off of your capsule, you'd be in pretty good shape. So I'm gonna go, well, we got an oxygen node out here, so it wouldn't be too bad to go out this direction and head out towards it so that we have a way to get out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place one of these tethers down, and the way it works is you have a set distance that you can go from the capsule or from one tether to the next. So that's represented by that dotted line. So just find where it ends and come back just a little bit, hit your left mouse button, drops that down on the ground, and now, as you can see, I can get further away from the capsule, still have my tether attached to me. I can just keep on doing it. The other benefit of the tether little tripod thing here is it has a light on it, and it actually will illuminate the area that you're heading off into a little bit more for you, which is cool because there are underground cave systems in this that are quite dark, and the tethers will actually illuminate underground for you and help you to be able to see much better. You do have a little light on your helmet, but it can get quite dark underground, and it does help out quite a bit. So we're just going to go ahead, and I'm going to continue to build this tether out until we get to this resource here, which is oxygen. So if we go ahead and pull it up, you'll notice I get the little blue dots, and the blue dots make a little oxygen thing, or a little oxygen canister. And now if I want to get away from, and this again, this is a regenerating resource that will come back. Any one of these that has the arrow on it like so is going to be something that regenerates over time, and you can use over and over and over again. So all right, so let's keep on going out here because I want to explore a little bit. And actually what I want to do, I want to start heading out towards that little tripod looking thing there, and we'll just look for different resources as we make our way out here. Thought I saw a little bit of compound also over to my left a little bit. Yeah, there is some compound up here. So tell you what we'll do is we'll come out this way a little bit because we need a little more compound so we make some more tethers. I mean, we got plenty of tethers. I made 2 pallets. That's like 22. I think there's 11 per when you make them. I think it makes 11 total. So you can just keep putting these out here like so. Yep, there we go. But now we've got a whole nother thing compound that we can raid. And now the thing about this stuff and these minerals, they're buried under, you see them on the surface, but they're also buried under the ground too. You can actually tunnel or dig way down in this stuff and find it. But you have to be pretty careful how you mine. And you have to pay attention to what you've done because, as I said, there are subterranean caves in this game. And if you're not careful, you can actually dig yourself, fall into one if you're not watching out what you do. You can also dig yourself into a situation where maybe you're running out of power. See, there's the little dotted yellow line that's showing me I'm getting power coming from my capsule all the way down my tether line, which is so cool. But again, the other thing you can do is you don't want to dig yourself down into a hole to get resources and then actually get so far down in there that you can't get out because you don't have any power to dig yourself back out of there. Yeah, that can be nasty. All right, what do I got? I got one more tether left. Look, there's a little soccer ball looking thing over there. I want to try to get over to one of those. So we'll go ahead and drop that one there. And then I will grab this guy, pop him onto my backpack, and then I'm going to look at my backpack. And let's see, I got tethers. I got more tethers, so I don't need tethers right this second. But I got plenty of materials so that we can make more tethers. So let's just continue to work our way out here. And we'll just explore a little bit around the planet and give you guys a first look at how this goes. Now, most of you guys know I'm not the kind of person who is going to BRBs and come back after I've done an hour of gameplay and show you everything I've done. We'll, you know, do this in real time and we'll see how it goes, and we'll do a few episodes on it and let you guys see it. All right, so these things right here look like soccer ball pyramids. These are actually like storage systems that have some resources in them, and you can come up here and collect them. This one's got aluminum and hydrazine, which is some fuel that we can collect. So now we got to have an empty slot on our suit, though, in order to do that. So let me look at our suit and see what we can throw away so we can get these guys. Nothing right now. And you know what? I'm just going to leave them there because I know where they're at now and I can come get them at a later date. I just got to follow the blue line, right? Meanwhile, let's work our way out to the other one and see what resources are in there. These guys are good ways to get some rare items sometimes. Like lithium is a highly sought after item that a lot of times will be in one of these. And early on in the game, lithium is very hard to find, and it's something that you might want to get. Now these guys right here are resin, and we're going to want some of that as well. So we'll come back and mine this. We're going to have to go back to the ship and clear out our inventory. Now here's a cave. This is what I was talking about, the caves in the game. There's a cave right here. I'm going to go ahead and drop a line heading into it because we want to go explore that in a bit as well. And we'll go ahead and drop another line out here. Oh, I think I might have used all my tethers up. I have. Oh my. Let's create another set. There we go. That will also free up another slot for me to collect a little bit of resin because I need some resin. Alright, so let's drop this guy somewhere in here. Oh, a little bit too far. I can pick it back up and replace it if I place it in the wrong spot. It's not a complete waste. Alright, let's see what this guy is. This guy gives me, ooh, copper and resin. So we'll attach the resin to the back of our suit. We'll come back and get the copper. Because the copper is something that we're going to need for making some of the different things that we can craft around the base. But the resin is a good thing to have right now. We'll come back and mine some now that I know where some's at. We'll run up here to the base. I'll drop some stuff down on the ground, and then we'll get to craft in here. Alright, so we hold down shift to sprint, spacebar jumps, and then our terrain tool actually has 3 functions on it. It has the dig function, which we saw just a second ago. It has a level function, and then it also has a backfill function. So like when I mess around here and I dug this hole in the ground, if I want to fill it back in, I can pull out my terrain tool and see how it's got the different dots. It's got the dots with the arrows coming in. That means it's going to dig and it's going to make a hole. If I hold down my Alt key, the arrows go to the outside. That means it's going to backfill. So if I go ahead and start pressing on my left mouse button while holding down the Alt button, it's actually filling that spot in that I dug into the ground a minute, which I sort of like. If you're mining, it gives you the ability to fill in a place where you created a big chasm from mining. And then the third function you have is if you hold down your control button, you get rid of the arrows completely, and all you got is little dots. If you select an area that's sort of flat and then you hold down control and left mouse at the same time, you can actually flatten an area out using the terrain tool here to do a little terrain adjustment for yourself. So that's kind of nice. Like I said, I like to use that to fill in voids where I've done something kind of silly and I don't want it to be all kind of messed up. All right, so it's also a good way to come out here by your base and like level the area out around your base for when you're doing some expansion, putting in new modules and stuff. And that's what we're going to do next. We're going to actually throw a module out here on the ground and start to expand our base out a little bit. Now, the camera on this is a little hinky. I want to come out to about right here. Now the way I do that, I'm going to get rid of this tool. I just come up here and you see this little node that's on the side of the capsule. If I click on it the first time, it comes out like so. And it'll say resin, common. That means I need to put resin in here to actually make this thing build out as a little platform. So I've got a little resin on my back. So all I have to do is click, it puts the resin on there, and this little thing comes out like so. And now we have this little platform that has a couple little dots on it and it has another one of these little guys on it that we can use. And we'll expand that out and we can turn these into bays where we can craft things on them. We can set them up to craft printers. We can set them up to do all kinds of stuff. But in order to do that, we have to have 2 units of resin to actually make that work. So we need to actually go collect some goodies up to do it. Uh-oh. You see that? Sandstorm. It's coming after us. So remember I told you our dude can take damage? If we stand out here during this storm, we will get hit and we will take damage. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to save real quick while the sandstorm comes through, because it can get kind of rough. And that's what I think is so cool. This thing's got weather in it that it can actually hurt you. And you're thinking, well, how does a sandstorm hit you? Well, those things hit you. It throws all these big little rocks or stones or whatever you want to call them all around. And if you're not careful, you can get hit by them and take damage. And yeah, it's a good thing to get underground whenever this is going on, or get back into your capsule. Otherwise, it can actually hit you, and if you get hit enough times, you can actually die from it. So yeah, the capsule is your friend. If you hear that sandstorm coming up, good idea to jump into your capsule, or if you've got a way to get underground into like the caves, get in them. I wish the door would shut while you're in there. It'd make it look a little bit more realistic that you were in there trying to stay safe, but it doesn't. All right, it doesn't last real long. Sandstorms are pretty short, but they do happen somewhat frequently. So, which I'm glad it happened then, because I'm getting ready to throw a whole bunch of stuff onto the ground, and had I had that happen while I was... Where did that oxygen go? All right, so let's throw this down on the ground. Throw this down on the ground. Throw that on the ground. Tethers, leave on there. Throw that on the ground. All right, so let's... did that hook onto the build? That's where that oxygen hooked onto. It hooked onto the building. All right, so let's run on out here. Hey now, come on. And we'll go find all that resin, and we'll start building up our base a little bit and expanding it out so that we can actually start crafting some things. All right, so here's our resin area, and we're just going to do the same thing that we've been doing. We'll just start mining it, being careful we don't dig ourselves into a big, huge hole. Making sure that we've always got a little power, that if we do dig too far down, that we can always smooth the ground out some way to get out. But these can be buried in. See, we ran out of power. So we want to be kind of careful now. Use our power wisely. The mouse is, or the camera on this is very sensitive. It can get quite squirrely on you really quick. All right, so let a bit more of that. How many we got? We got 4 now. Oh, the rosins. How come that thing moved? There we go. Let's just check over here and see if there's anything else here. No, I don't want to look at that. There we go. There's some more. All right. Let's see if we can find anything else that we want out of here. I don't think so. All right. So we'll just leave that as it is. I got 3 more spots clear. So let's run over here and pick this copper up. Now see, I think what happens is during those storms, I think those little things will hit my tether lines and actually move them apart a little bit. because that one is a bit further out than it was originally. What this is right here. We'll go and try to mine it. Oh, this is a fuel. Now see, here's a situation you got to be careful of. There's a cave underneath me, and if I keep mining, I run the risk of falling into it. So you have to be kind of careful there not to do that. All right, let's head our way. We'll come back. We'll do some cave exploring after we get a little bit of our base built. And see, that thing's starting to generate some more oxygen on there. When it gets all fuzzy all over it, you know, you can go harvest it again and get some more. All right, so we picked up some more resin. And so we're going to go ahead and take this guy here. We're going to keep expanding it out. And the controls on this, getting everything straight. All right, so I want to come out this way a little bit with it. So I'm just going to hit it one more time, and that's going to give me another one that'll ride out this direction. And once I get that one ridden out, I can then go ahead and build this one out as well. I want this one to come out towards me a little bit. So I'll go ahead and hit that like that. I'll add another resin onto it. It'll come this direction. And I want to build them out all 4 directions before I do anything else with it, because once you... I'll go ahead and demonstrate this here. If you want to build this into a crafting station of any sort, you have to put 2 rosin pieces in the top of it, right? So I have to go into my backpack and grab 2 of these out and put them in. And as soon as I do this, it's going to start the process of converting that into a crafting table. But once I do that, I lose the ability to expand out from it. God, I do this every time. I want to get rid of this off my screen. I hit escape and it puts me in the menu. But I lose the ability to expand off of it. I'd like to bring one of those out to this direction and set it over here. But if I go ahead and put a table on it, then I can't expand that out anymore. So that's one of the things that you have to think about when you're building up your base. You have to decide how much of this do you want to build off before you actually start laying the tables in. All right, so here's the table or crafting center that you have. It has a couple of little things about it. Each of these little dots is a place to store an element. These 2 dots here are where it will load elements that it's going to use. And again, storage over here as well. And then you have your different components that you can make on this table. You have a printer, which will actually make things like, it'll make all your different devices, solar panels. It will make a wind turbine. It'll make a seat for your rover. It makes all kinds of little things for you. It's basically your what's the word I wanted to use for it? I had it right there. Basically, it's your manufacturer or your factory that's going to create things. You have a vehicle bay. Now, if you're going to build a vehicle, you have to have one of these that specifically, it's a robotic arm that is used to craft the vehicle that you're making. Then you have a research facility. We're going to find things down in the cave, or we're going to find things along the way that we don't really know what they are. We'll bring them back to the research table. We'll put them on it. It will actually cut them open, and when it does, we'll find different elements. We'll learn different blueprints for things that we can make while we're here. Then we have a smelter. As we're doing our mining, we're going to find different types of ore. We can convert that into the actual elements that we need, like aluminum or something like that, using the smelter. So those are the basic crafting things that we know right now. There will be other things that we will learn along the way as we get going into this. And to craft the printer, we're going to need copper. We have 1 copper, but we're going to need 1 more. So we've got to go look around and find some more copper somewhere. Now that I've built this thing up also, I want to go ahead and get some of this stuff up off the ground. And remember, I told you these little nodes are good places to store things. So for now, I'm just going to put these on these little nodes so that they're no longer on the ground. They're actually somewhere else. That way, if a storm comes through, they don't get blown away and blown somewhere else. So, and I'll go throw that one right there just so it's out of the way. All right. So back to the grind we go. We need some more resin. Actually, let's go into the let's actually go into this cave up here and see what's in it. So we do a little cave exploration while we're at this. We need to go back and get the aluminum from that other facility as well, or from that little pyramid that we explored earlier. All right. So these come in really, these little tethers come in really handy as we go down in here. And I should have brought the other thing, a composite or compound, because I need to make more tethers. I didn't even think about it. All right. My brain's going in a bunch of different directions. So we'll go ahead and start setting this up. And we'll see what we get down here. And I am passing up some stuff because I'm more of just getting my tethers into place. And then I'll start doing a bunch of mining and stuff once I get that done. Come on now. I think I got one more tether that I can use. And looks like we got a drop off here. We do. We have to be very careful with how you approach stuff here. You can kill yourself by dropping off one of these edges. So if we want to get down, we have to create a path down. So we'll get out our little tool. Oh man, some of the controls in this, like I said, are a little bizarre. Like you use WAS and D to turn, but it doesn't always like turn your little digging tool the way you need to face as well. All right, I think we can get down. That looks like we're okay. All right, I don't dare venture any deeper in. There's something smoking right there. I'm not going to venture any deeper down until I get some more light down in there. So let's go back and we'll mine some of this stuff as we head out. And let's see, this is oxygen that we can get off of the walls here, these little blue crystals. That's good to know. We run out of power. That's okay, because these little yellow crystals give us power. There we go. Good to know. Keeping track of what is what, you know. That way when you need it, you know what you're looking for. Oh, dangerous. All right, so I need to zoom my camera out a little bit. Yeah, there needs to be a sensitivity on the camera for how fast it turns. All right, so let's run back and grab some composite, make some more tethers real quick. Here. There we go. Create that. And I'll grab that one. I don't need that one. There we go. 2 sets of tethers should be plenty. And I'm going to drop this oxygen off there. And I'll drop that oxygen off there. I think I dropped that off. All right. There I went again, trying to get rid of the menu. And a key, or get rid of that screen. And I hit escape. This is a natural tendency for the other games that I play, you know. All right, so let's run down here, see what we get into. Jump. Come on, little dude, jump. Jump again. All right, so you got to be careful in these caves. There's all kinds of things in here that can kill you. It looks innocent enough, but around every corner there can be something that can get you. So we're going to place a tether right there. That'll give us a little illumination there. And we'll tether this up real good so that we got light everywhere before I go in here. Don't like not being able to see. All right. Let there be light. There we go. Now we just kind of take a look down this way. And that way looks nothing. This is our way to goodness right here, it looks like. What is that vent? I got no idea what that vent is. Can we destroy the vent? Doesn't look like it. Alright, tether up this way. Go. Oops. Didn't go far enough. There we go. Alright. What's in this room? Ooh. Vegetation. Some sort of little ball thing. It's pretty much assume anything like this can hurt you. Anything organic looking can probably hurt you. So we want to just kind of be careful as we go in here. That looks cool in here. There we go. All right, so let's so you got this little thing right here. This thing has the potential to do something to us. I don't know what, but I'm not going to run any risks. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mine around it. And if I disturb it enough where it falls over, I can kill it by doing that. And then also, right underneath it, there's a little seed. And if I pull it out, that completely renders it useless. It's been dug up, and it can't do anything to me. So yeah, it's safe, and I'm safe. And that's a good thing. Now, that little seed that came out of there, we're going to use that later on down the road, because that can actually be taken to our research facility and can be investigated, and that can actually help us learn new things. That's one of those little things I was telling you that we could find, and we could use it to learn more and discover new blueprints. Wow, this area here looks fun to get through. All right, so these guys right here, I don't know what they would do to me. Let's see. They don't look like they're going to do anything, but I'm not going to run a risk. I'm going to dig them up. Yep, and I'm going to get the little seed out from underneath them. Yep, there's another one. Ah, they were poisonous gas. That's what they were. There we go. That's what they were. They were going to spurt some gas out on me. Haha, got you first. What do we got in here? I need some aluminum. What are you? You're hydrazine. You're fuel. I need copper and aluminum. Those are the two things I really need right now. Hydrazine is fuel. Other vegetation down. Got in here. Okay, let's put some more tethers out. Oh, there's another little gaseous plant there to be aware of. Alright, so y'all hear the little pops in the audio and everything? There are some little... The game's starting to glitch a little bit on me. And I have been having some FPS issues with it. And a little bit of performance issues. I was reading on the forums, and it tends to be people who have AMD processors have been having a lot of problems. Oops, I'm all full on hydrazine. My resources are all full. Now, if it drops something on the ground like that, that means my backpack's full. So I need to go drop everything back off. And while I'm on my way out, I'll grab one of these and I'll take it with me. And this is where running just becomes a joke in the game. I will say this. They need to work on this. Because my guy wants to walk sideways the whole time while I'm trying to get out of here. When I'm carrying stuff. Alright, so come on, little dude. Let's head on out of here. So we'll walk back up to the base and we'll carry this guy all the way back up to the base. Then there's nothing I can do with it right now, but every time I come out of here, I want to haul one of these out, because once I do build a research facility, I'll be able to take these things, cut them open, and it'll have a little seed in it, and then the seed will help me discover something at complete random. It's like a slot machine, you know. You put it in there, you press the button, it opens it up, and then it goes round and round and round until it actually decides to give you something. And it usually will give you a plan for a truck or for a habitat or something of that nature. So these are good to go ahead and bring them out, and eventually we will build something that we can actually use that with. So, all right, so we got a whole bunch of nothing that run other than fuel, but fuel doesn't do us a whole lot of good right now because we don't have anything to use it on. But we're acquiring things for the future, so that's good. So we'll just go ahead and drop them down here. If a storm comes up, though, all this stuff can get blown around. It's just the price we pay. All right, we're going to stay tethered most of the time, so I'm not really going to worry about anything really at all. So the big thing I need to do at this point is, while going in the cave is fun, I need to look around and see if I can find some copper somewhere. And that's going to be through those little beach ball looking things. I need to explore the surface and try to find a couple more little beach balls to find some copper. I've looked out and found a little bit of copper before, but a lot of times you get it as a it'll come in as a node and not as a, or it'll come in as an ore. And right now I don't have a way to smelt that ore, so I'm really in need of some copper. And like I said, the best way I'm going to find it is exploring the surface to get those beach balls. Let's run back down here to this one, and we'll just keep an eye out and see if we see any more. And this one had fuel and aluminum on it, I believe. Yeah, it had aluminum. Doesn't do me much good unless it's got two of them on it. Let's go ahead and put a tether here, because there's another power thing up here. But I wanted to let you guys see the whole cave system. And this is going to be our first look at it. Like I said, we'll do another episode, and we'll actually, at that point, I'll get to a point where we can start crafting some stuff. Oh, I don't see anything. You have to be careful not to get too far away from your line. But I'm just trying to get up here so I can see what's about. But always watch your oxygen. There's that one that we've already gone to. This direction's a no-go. There's some more resin there, so we'll note that. Alright, let's recharge our oxygen. And we'll just kind of move this direction. And we'll grab some oxygen right here as we come across this. There we go. Alright, and there is some more composite. I don't see anything up here like I want. I got a really unfortunate location here. Oh, don't get... dude's surfing. Every once in a while he'll do this. It's kind of funny. Grab a little compound while we're here. Get back to our line. I gotta figure out where there's a good... I need to get lucky and find another little supply drop. Gonna be a challenge. But anyway, the game's very, very cool. It just takes a little bit of time like anything else. to get going on. Go ahead and craft up some more of these. And we'll go off the other direction and see what we find. Yeah, so the first things I want to build are a printer and a research facility, really, and an ore. A printer, a research facility, and a way to make ore really are the first few things that I want to build. Or a smelter. That's the word I'm using. Use your big words there, Moose. Alright, so let's run this tether out here. And we'll explore this side of the base. Eventually what we want to do is get everything together so we can make a truck. So that we can actually drive across this planet. And see what's what. I need to go save real quick. Before I get going too far. Let's go ahead and save the game. There we go. And we'll go for another jog here. There we go. And all the music in this game is custom, was specially made for the game, or was written especially for the game, which is cool. I mean, they've put a lot into it, and for a small indie group, it's a pretty cool little game. I just like the look and feel of it. It's not so realistic looking. This is more like a fun little guy that's running around doing stuff. It's not, your Osiris. It's not No Man's Sky or anything else like that. This is just a cutesy, fun survival space game. It's nothing too, there's no huge expectations with it, and it's just gonna be a nice little fun game to play with. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where it heads. Well, we found another oxygen pillar. Oops, I put that one just a little too far. There we go. All right, oxygen pillar here. Getting a little ambitious there, Moose. Getting a little anxious. I'm wanting to find something cool so we can crash ships, something. And there are like things like crash spaceships, crash satellites, things of that nature all over the planet as well. Wow, I got really a bad location to start off in. Really, really bad location to start off in. There is nothing around. I guess I'm gonna have to go cave dwelling. I mean, I got plenty of hydrazine. Does me no good. Does me no good. Alright, well, anyways. Back to the base we go. I guess back to the ditch that is going to be the mine underground. Why have I stopped moving? There we go. Yeah, my performance is quickly going down the drain on this. So I'm probably going to be wrapping this episode up here in just a moment. About an hour is about what I can play. And then the game just starts to go glitchy on it. It's and then it's restart. I will give the devs this though. The game released out at about midnight my time. And they have been all night long constantly in the forums listening to what people are saying. They have already put a patch out within the first 2 or 3 hours of release to try and resolve some of the issues that people were having with stability issues and such. So, I mean, they're on top of it, and that's good. It's good to see the developer working on the game like that. So, we'll see what comes of it. All right, so get a little bit of resin. Make sure we can get out of here. All right. Little dude with a big mining gun. Well, I'm going to go ahead and extend out some of this platform here real quick. All that stuff laying right there in front of that. Oh, come on now. I don't know why it does this, but every once in a while it just pops me out of the game. And we'll go one more time with that. There we go. Should be able to build a lot of cool little things in here. And I will go ahead and throw some resin in here. How much resin? There needs to be a settings in the menu, like I said, for mouse sensitivity, because it gets way too crazy. Come on, pack back up. I didn't want it there. I want it right there. Now you can come out. There we go. And we'll do the same thing over here. This will give us plenty of little platforms to work with. Nice. So things that we can put on these, we can put solar panels on it, we can put batteries on them, we can put, you know, like a battery will store a ton of energy during the day and then help run the whole facility at night. We can put a windmill on one of them or a wind turbine on one of them if we find an area that has a whole lot of power or a whole lot of wind going through it, and that will help us out as well. So it's good to have a lot of little docks, and the more that we get going, the more resources we get, and the more things like that we can generate, then we'll actually get into more of that. Can I go past all this stuff and look around? I don't remember if I ran past this one. And look, that one has moved again. Let's see. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, looky here. We got like a crashed spaceship here. Maybe we got something interesting. All right, we got to tether out to this so we can actually explore it. Oh, we might not be done quite so early. I mean, it is just getting a little bit framey on me, but if you guys can stand it, I can stand it. All right. It gets hard to control him too, when it gets jerky and laggy. I go to make a slight turn and I end up making a long turn, or I go to drop something in a particular place and it drops it a little bit too far. So, all right. Go. All right, so is there going to be anything here that actually makes coming all the way out here worth it? Oh, that fell through the ground, and that's going to fall through the ground. Oh, there's something on that though, it looked like. Now let's just open this up and see what's down here. No power. I think it was more just a trap. Yep, there's nothing in that. Oh well. It was a nice thought anyways. What are you? Anything? Oh, we can pick that up. Grab it. Aha, we got some unknown research. So we'll take that back to the base, and again we'll build a research facility, and We'll be able to, oh, come on. Walk. There we go. Here we go. So we'll run this back to the base and we'll put it there. And as soon as we get to the point where we can build a research facility, then we'll be able to look at it and see what it is. And it probably will give us a plan for a spaceship or a blueprint for a habitat or something like that. Some sort of tech, probably. All right. Yeah, I do hope they fix some of these glitches, and I'm sure it's an AMD issue, because most of the stuff I read in the forums where everybody's like, "Oh well, I'm not having any problems. I'm on Intel." Blah blah blah. Well, okay. All right, so we'll lock that in place there, and this one, again, all these things will lock onto these little places that have there. That way, if we get a windstorm, nothing's going to go anywhere. It doesn't do me any good. And like, it's not doing anything there, and it won't until I research it. If you look closely at this thing, it's got like a little, you know, a seam right here in the middle of it. It will actually cut it in half. A little seed will pop out, and then that will give us a research thing. So anyways, this is going to do it for today. I am going to call it here, and we'll continue on. I'll do a little bit of gameplay offline to go ahead and start learning a little bit more and getting a few things set up so that we can actually get to the point where we can, or I'll collect a whole bunch of resources together so that we can get to the point where we can actually do a little bit of crafting, and we'll do that in our next episode. Okay, so anyways, first look at the game. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you want to learn more about it, it is on Steam, so check it out there. It is Astroneer, and yeah, see what you think about it, and leave some comments down in the section below. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Share it with your friends. Come on back and join me for another video tomorrow. But again, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Have yourself a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.